reciprocating compressor. You can see there are two cylinders of the reciprocating compressors. First one we introduce this setup. Here we can say there is one notch through which we are getting what is the quantity of air which is coming inside. So this is the suction side, and through this orifice, not notch, this is the orifice through which the air is coming. So the pressure difference we are getting, so that we can calculate the mass flow rate of the air. Okay, so this is the suction of the air. This first temperature we have to take at the entrance. This is the first temperature. Then air will be entered to this reciprocating compressor. The air will be compressed. Then we have to measure the second temperature. This is a T2 we can say. This is the intercooler. Intercooler is there. Intercooler to cool that air, because after compression somewhat temperature of the air is getting increased. So we have to cool it. It is the air cooled intercooler, you can see here. After intercooler again we have to measure the temperature. Then air will be entered in second cylinder, where again we are compressing the air. Okay, and then it is going to the this is the outlet of this second cylinder. Again we have to measure the temperature, and this air is coming to the cylinder. Before this again there is one intercooler. You can see this is the intercooler. Again we have to measure the temperature here, and then this is the receiver tank where we are storing the air. The pressure of the air we are getting by this pressure gauge. You can see this is the pressure gauge where we are measuring what is the pressure which is available here. Okay, so this is the pressure gauge which is required to measure the mass flow rate of the air. This is the temperatures. We already seen which temperature we have to measure. These 5 temperatures are there, and again we have to measure this what is the input to this motor. You can see what is the setup. This is the motor and this is the engine, we can see. This is one type of engine. So motor is required to drive this engine. So and then we can say the compression is going on. So for this motor, what is the input? It is the electricity. So we should measure the electricity by this energy meter. Everyone knows, everyone having this energy meter in their home. So this is the disc which is rotating. We have to measure for particular 5 rotation how much time is required. Okay, so we have to measure the time, because it required to calculate how much units are required for that particular motor to run that compressor. Okay, so this is the setup. So what are the measurements we have to do in that? We have to take the measurement of temperature, pressure gauge and the energy meter reading. So these 3 readings are required to calculate this indicated power and isothermal efficiency. These calculations we have to do. Okay. So, and this is the receiver tank. I think everyone knows, where it is seen. This on washing centers, this setup is there for washing the cars or vehicles. The compressed air is required. So after starting this, air will be compressed and it is stored in this receiver. Okay. So we have to take the reading for, we can say, the 1 kg per centimeter square. This is the first pressure, we can say, then 1.5. 2 and 2.5. In that way, we can measure or we can say take the readings, all the readings of this particular reciprocating compressor. Okay. So I think we have to take the reading now, and we will see exactly how the readings are.